Thanks for joining me for this fourth in the videos series on Friday afternoons. This is Good Friday, and the tabernacle is empty, representing the fact that Jesus is now in the tomb, having died for us. There's a bit of an irony here because we remove the Blessed Sacrament on Holy Thursday. And in a sense, since I'm going to be playing an Easter song for you by Don Francisco called He's Alive, in a sense, with Jesus not being in the tabernacle, it's almost like the tabernacle is an empty tomb. It's interesting in the four Gospels that everybody agrees on one thing with regard to Jesus and his death. Whether they are friend or foe, everybody agrees that the tomb was empty. Go back and look at it yourself. The question is how to explain the empty tomb. Peter, the apostle, knew how to do that. Gates and doors were barred, and all the windows fastened down. I spent the night in sleeplessness and rose at every sound, half in hopeless sorrow and half in fear the day would find the soldiers breaking through to drag us all away. Just before the sunrise, I heard something at the wall. The gate began to rattle, and the voice began to call. I hurried to the window and looked down into the street, expecting swords and torches and the sound of soldiers' feet. There was no one there but Mary, so I went down to let her in. John stood there beside me as she told us where she'd been. She said they've moved him in the night, none of us knows where. The stone's been rolled away, and now his body isn't there. We both ran toward the garden, then John ran on ahead. We found the stone and the empty tomb just the way that Mary said. But the winding sheet they wrapped him in was just an empty shell. And how or where they'd taken him was more than I could tell. Something strange had happened there, but just what I did not know. John believed a miracle, but I just turned to go. Circumstance and speculation couldn't lift me very high, 'cause I'd seen them crucify him, then I saw him die. Back inside the house again, the guilt and anguish came. Everything I'd promised him just added to my shame. When at last it came to choices, I denied I knew his name. Even if he was alive, it wouldn't be the same. Suddenly, the air was filled with a strange and sweet perfume, light that came from shadows from the room. Jesus stood before me with his arms held open wide, and I fell down on my knees and just clung to him and cried. He raised me to my feet, and as I looked into his eyes, light was shining out from them like sunlight from the skies. Guilt and my confusion disappeared in sweet release, and every fear I'd ever had just melted into peace. And I'm forgiven. Heaven's gates are open wide. He's alive. He's alive. He's alive and I'm forgiven. Heaven's gates are open wide. He's alive. He's alive. He's alive. The Lord is alive, and he's present to us in the Eucharist. I invite you, if you haven't already made a decision, to come back to Our Lady of Victory this Easter. We have the Easter Vigil tomorrow night at 7:30 with the Vigil readings. There are 3 in the Old Testament and then 1 in the New, and then we have the Gospel, the singing of the Exultet. And then Easter Sunday morning, we have Mass at 8 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. After the 8 a.m. and after the 10:30, we have a tent outside, and we're going to have coffee and goodies. Yes, even some goodies for the kids, provided through Panera Bread. So, in spite of the fact that it's a bit chilly outside, I do hope that you will join your brothers and sisters in Christ at Our Lady of Victory here this Easter Sunday. Blessings upon you, upon your family. Jesus is risen, and may he fill your hearts with that knowledge and truth that he has redeemed us. We are the children of the Father with an eternal destiny. God bless you.